Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing great. Today we will see how we can download and install Ubuntu on our Windows 10 operating system. So let's get started. I am Ritvik and today we will learn how we can install Ubuntu on our Windows 10 OS using VirtualBox. For those who don't know what is VirtualBox, it is a tool which enables us to run different operating systems virtually on our host OS. In this case, my host OS is Windows 10 and I have already installed Oracle VMbox in my host OS and it will allow me to run different OS virtually on my Windows 10 operating system. Now, if you don't know how to install VirtualBox, it's a very simple process. Just open your favorite browser, click enter VirtualBox there, and the first link that you will see on the screen is from virtualbox.org. Just click on that link. After clicking on that link, on the left hand side there are different options or tabs. For downloading, I will click on downloads. In the downloads tab, it will ask for which host OS you want to download. In my case, or in our case, it is Windows 10 operating system. So just I will click on Windows host, and once I will click, it will automatically start downloading on my host OS. It is very simple. It will take just fraction of minutes to download as it is only 103 MB, and after downloading, installation is really very easy. You have to just click next and let the settings by default as it is, and after clicking next, just click on finish tab, and after finishing you will be launching the interface of VirtualBox. The interface will look like the second is we have to install or download Ubuntu on our system. So just open your favorite browser, type Ubuntu on your favorite browser, and the first link that will appear on your screen will be from ubuntu.com. Just click on that link and you will be carry forwarded to the main page of Ubuntu. On main page, on top side there are different tabs. For downloading, just click on download tab, and in that tab you as you can see, there are different options of Ubuntu like Ubuntu Desktop, Ubuntu Server, Ubuntu for IoT, and Ubuntu for Cloud. In our case, we will be downloading it for Ubuntu for our desktop, that is Windows 10. And here you can see it is 20.04 LTS, which is the latest version of Ubuntu. And always remember, while downloading any Ubuntu OS version, just check if it has LTS or not. LTS stands for long term support, means after downloading it will support nearly for 2 years. So I will just click on 20.04 LTS, and once I will click on that tab, it will automatically downloading the OS on my system. It's a quite lengthy process cause it is 2.9 GB, so be patient and let it to download completely, and after downloading completely you are ready to now install that Ubuntu OS on your virtual box. So the let's get started for installing Ubuntu using virtual. Now just click on VirtualBox that you have downloaded already. Interface will look like something this. For creating new instance or installing new virtual machine using VirtualBox, just click on new. After clicking on new, it will ask for the name. In my case, I will give Ubuntu 2. And the second is machine folder. It will automatically detect the machine folder. You don't have to worry about the path. The third is type. In my case, it is Linux, and we are installing Ubuntu flavor of Linux with 64-bit. So for installing any other OS using VMware, the process will remain same, except you have to change the type. Here are different options. In our case, it is Linux and Ubuntu 64. So just I will click on next, and in next it will ask for RAM. I will be allocating nearly 2 GB of RAM for this OS. So 2048 MB, and next in hard disk it will ask creating virtual hard disk right now, or like use existing. Let the setting by default and do not click anywhere, and let it be like create a virtual disk now, and after that create. In create, let the settings by default like VirtualBox disk image. After that click next. And one more thing, remember while allocating storage, please check if it is dynamically allocated or not. If it is dynamically allocated, it means that you can change the RAM or hard disk space anyhow or how much you want after installation is completed. But if you keep as fixed, you will not be able to change that. So please note it down to make as dynamically allocated. After that, click on next, and it will ask for minimum hard disk. We have to allocate minimum 10 GB of space to this virtual machine. In my case, I will keep it as 10 GB. You may go up to 2 TB. And here is the part you don't have to worry about that. It will automatically detect. Then I will click on create. Once you will click on create, you will see one instance that is Ubuntu. Don't start it. We have to do some another settings. So just click on Ubuntu and click on settings. On the settings tab, there are different settings. Let's see one by one. First is general. If you remember, on the first time of installation, we have given the name as Ubuntu and type as Linux. So here it is as it is. The second is advanced. In advanced version, don't check the path; it will automatically detected by the our virtual box. And the second is shared clipboard. Always do as bidirectional because you will not using any another keyboard for our Ubuntu operating system. And the second is drag and drop option. Make it bi-directional because it will allow us to copy files from our Windows 10 OS to Ubuntu OS. So remember, it will do make it as bi-directional at shared clipboard and drag and drop option. Third is description. If you want to add any description, you can add it, else keep it by default, no problem at all. And disk encryption, don't do anything, let it be by default. Second is system. As we have already allocated 2 GB of RAM, so don't do anything here. Let other options by default. Second is processor. Here you can see how many. Here you can apply how many CPUs you want to apply for that. In my case, I will let them as by default as one CPU. You may change up to 4 CPUs, no problem. But I will keep it as one CPU and other settings by default. The third is acceleration. In your case, if acceleration is none or something other than default, just make it default and click the checkbox to enable nested paging. The third one is display. Don't do anything here. Let the settings of display by default. And the next one is storage. On the storage, just click on empty. And here you can see the CD sign. Just click on that and you have to choose the ISO file that we have downloaded. Here you can choose it from like traveling to the space. I will be going to that space to. Here you can see by clicking CD tab, I will be moving to my that folder and selecting the Rutvik, VirtualBox VMware and Ubuntu. I will be selecting that ISO file and just click on open, just click on choose and it has been done. Then audio, network and serial ports, let the settings by default. Do not change anything here. And after all the settings, just click on OK. Now you are ready to open Ubuntu system. So I will click on Ubuntu to start as it is first time, so it will take some time to install all the things of Ubuntu OS and loading into the VirtualBox. So be patient and wait for some time and it will surely start automatically. As you can see, it will be starting the installing process and it will take some time, and the installing has been started and 2% completion. Like this it will go up to 100% completion. Don't click anywhere or don't close this because it will may terminate this VirtualBox installation. And wait for some time. It will be now installing by checking all the things that are feasible or not for that virtual machine. And once it will 100% completed, it will ask for our permissions and let's check what will happen. And it is going to complete. Yeah, it has been completed and it is showing no any errors. Which means we are ready to install Ubuntu OS virtually using VMware on our host PCs, that is in my case on our Windows 10 operating system. It will start within short period of time, so just wait for a fraction of minutes, it will start. And as you can see, it has completed 100%, and now it will ask for language. In my case, I will choose as English, and I will be installing Ubuntu not running. So click on install Ubuntu. Once you will click on install Ubuntu, it will ask for our keyboard. In my case, I will keep as it is English US. If you are from any other country, you can select any other, but in my case it's English US. I will keep as it is, and here also the language will be English US. You can test your keyboard by typing something here. I will be not testing because I know it's English US only. So I will be continuing the process, and after that uh, it will ask for updates. And just remember, you have to click on install third party software for graphics and Wi-Fi hardware. Install third party software for graphics and Wi-Fi hardware. Just check that box and let the setting as by default for normal installation. Just click on continue, and after clicking continue, it will take some time to initiate all the processes. Just wait, it is taking some time. Yeah, it has been done, and it will show erase disk and install Ubuntu. But don't worry, it will not erase any disk as we are installing virtually. So it will not erase any data that is present in the disk. So just click on install now, and it will start procedure for installing the Ubuntu. And it will ask our permission, write changes to the disk that we have made. Just click on continue, and it will be starting. Just wait, we have done all the installation process successfully. That's why no error. And if you have faced any error in that, just check on the storage tab while installing which folder you have selected, that is ISO folder, because it may create problem if it is not in the proper folder. So just check and continue the process. You will surely doing that, and it will ask from the nearest physical location. In my case, I will choose it as Kolkata and let it be by default because it has been automatically selected Kolkata. So I will select Kolkata and going to continue. And yeah, just wait, it will take some time. And yeah, it will ask for your name. In my case, I will be giving as my name as Rutvik, and here you can see the virtual computer name will be Rutvik VirtualBox. You can change whatever you want, but in my case, I will be remaining as it is. Now it will ask for creating a password. I will be create password now. It's like good password as it is very lengthy, and I have taken all keywords that it needed, and it has been corrected. And now I will click on continue, and it will ask login automatically or require my password to login. I will make it by default like require my password to login, and you may login automatically, no problem. But my suggestion would be for security purpose, keep require my password login as checked. So I will clicking on continue. Once I will click on continue, it will ask me for a restart process because we are done with almost all process of installation, and it is copying file. Just wait for some time. It will start. And here you can see we have completed all the installation process by copying all the files and installing all the files. Now it is asking for complete of installation for restart now, and you have to click on restart now. Once I will click on restart now, it will start procedure for restarting our Ubuntu operating system in VirtualBox. And yeah, it has been started the procedure. Just wait for a few more minutes. It will start for restarting our Oracle VirtualBox. The process has been started, and here are some just warnings, and you can ignore that. We have to do nothing with them because it's a virtual box. We are using our system virtually, that's why it's showing some warnings. And it is asking please remove the installation medium, then press enter. I will just press enter. By entering, you can see it has been started like restarting our virtual box. Just ignore the warnings that has been shown on the top. It's just showing that our mouse pointer and keyboard will be accessed by the virtual box. So we already have allowed the permission by making it as bidirectional. So just ignore that, and the restarting process will be started again. Just wait for fraction of seconds, and it will surely start your Ubuntu using VMware on your PC. Here on the Oracle VM box, you can see the preview of whatever you are doing on Ubuntu. It's available on Oracle VM VirtualBox. And here you can see restarting has been completed. And if you remember, we have given a name for your name as Ritvik. So I will just click on that, and it will ask for my password because I have enabled that checkbox. I will enter my password here, and once I will hit enter, it will start our Ubuntu system using virtual machine, that is Oracle VMware. Just wait at as we have starting that Oracle virtual machine for Ubuntu first time. It will take some time, and it has been started. I will skip all the process for right now, but you can do sign in if you want, like Google, Microsoft, and using any other Nextcloud if you want. I will just skip this process for now, and just next, and just next. Here you can see you are ready to go. I will click on done, and congratulations, you have successfully installed Ubuntu on your Windows 10 operating system using Oracle VM VirtualBox. Now you can explore whatever you want in this Ubuntu operating system, as like you can do in our uh, Windows 10 operating system. And happy learning. Thank you.